Whew. Hi guys, happy solstice. If you're watching it around the time that this is recorded, which is around the time I'm hopefully uploading it, the solstice season is here. I'm feeling it. It's rough. It's it's telling me to just take a break, drop everything, just let go, and I'm not used to that. I'm used to always rowing the boat, I'm not used to letting go of the pedals and just letting the waves take the boat wherever it needs to go or it should go. I don't trust it. I don't know how to be that. It's the easiest thing to do. I can conceptualize it, my body knows it, everything knows it, and yet it's that habit thing. Oh my god. It's I wonder if you guys are feeling it as well. I hope it's not as bad. But yeah, letting go is a dominant theme for my solstice. And yeah, happy solstice to everyone, and hope you guys are able to enjoy, rest, and recuperate. The date when I am recording this is it's 22nd December 2024, and solstice happened yesterday. Like the peak energy, at least I was feeling it through and through since the day before. Like later in the day of 20th December, I was really feeling it. And yeah, I need to start listening to myself and the inner wisdom. Really, it's no longer an option to not prioritize the voice inside, the self that talks, the instincts and the intuition that is everything. And it's no longer, I have shifted, and I'm so grateful. I want to take this moment to just be in gratitude, share it with you guys, amplify the energy. I have been shifting into this space of inner being first, leading from inside to the outside. It's no longer about the information that my sensory perceptions is able to take of the world outside, and from that making a decision that precedes over my inner knowing, knowledge, intuition, nudges, hunches, choices that I want to make, and desires. No longer that's the case. And I'm so grateful. It's just time to fully anchor in, go full in. It's not the easiest thing. I have 10 million fears coming up. It's like, yeah, your day is, you can try and live by intuition and your body, what your body needs and desires, but that's not how the world works. That's not how you're gonna survive. That's not how you're gonna get by how you want to get by. That's all those talks that come to me. It's unfair. It's really weird. But this puts me in the choice of, I value the vessel, my body, my most prized, most important thing I have to me. I value the inner wisdom. I value my intuition. I have been attempting to live my life from this space, and here I am fully there, and I need to anchor into that, double down into this choice. And should there be any things that I need to face from this space, any contrast, then we face it. We will move through those contrasts through the same principles, which is intuition and inner knowledge and inner knowing, and using my brain and the logic and intellect as a tool that assists into that guidance, rather than the main thing that drives the whole life. So the reason that prompted me to quickly pick out my phone and jump into this recording is that I just went out to get myself some sweet treats. I got myself a cheesecake from this amazing bakery I love, and I've been craving their cheesecake for a long time. I've been getting the inner nudges, my intuition is nudging me that you want it so much, you should enjoy it. That's, after all, that's what I want to be very receptive to good things and abundance and good outcomes and just good energy, and here it is. So I went and made the trip down to get my cheesecake, and I'm feeling very tender these few days, especially on the left side of my body. As a woman, we ebb and flow, we go through, and our bodies are like very much tied to the is at the mercy of the seasons and the nature and the seasonal changes and the weather changes and all that wonderfulness. That's what makes us women. And so yeah, I've been in that stage where I need to be extra tender with myself, and I went outside and I started to realize that, oh, wait a minute, I am really feeling the harshness of trying to walk too fast, and that default setting of, okay, now my brain takes over, it's like a driver and I'm maneuvering the world accordingly. I could feel the impact it had on my body, especially my more sensitive side right now, which is my entire right side is quite sensitive right now. So I was like, oh no, like this is a liability, what should I do? And I tried to, the thing with healing is that you still know how to honor your body. And so I tried my best to put my legs on both the platforms, so as to speak. So on some aspect I was like, let my mind drive this whole thing, and then on the other aspect I'll just say, no, lead by the body, honor the body. So I tried to do both, and that obviously wasn't working. That's not how I want to live. So that wasn't working, and I just wasn't present with the fact that I have shifted and I should anchor into that. Anyway, so I was trying my best, and I was like, let's just not really pay too much attention to my body right now, eyes on the road. So that's what I was thinking. And lo and behold, as I was on my way back from getting my cheesecake toward home, the wildest thing happened. And this has happened rare cases, like very rarely, but it has. But like, I completely started to dissociate from my surrounding, like, because I was letting my cerebral and my head completely lead. I was only my cerebral. I was completely starting to dissociate. I was walking by parks and neighborhoods, and everything felt unreal. Like it's solid, but it isn't. Like I was in a dream, and I knew it. Whew. So typically when this happened in the past, I tried my best to get past, but this time around I was just like, wait, I'm not going to try and run away. Let's see what this is. Even though I was freaking out for a bit, because change and unknown, I just settled in. And as I was walking past the neighborhoods, I wasn't in any main roads or anything, so I was safe enough to make that choice. So I started to realize that I'm in a dream. I am conscious, but I'm in a dream. I am hallucinating is not the word that makes it. It's a completely conscious dream. And on some level, yeah, I am dreaming this entire life on earth in some way. But it was extra obvious and powerful. Because just because I had a body that was taking me from point A to point B doesn't mean I was anchored into it, is what I realized much later into this whole process of completely diving into this weird situation. And slowly, I was still like, oh my God, I'm in a dream. And people were walking past and, shops and everything. I was like, what's going on? Like, okay, I'm in a dream. My higher self is dreaming it up and all this now. And yet, it didn't feel centered. Like, when you land in a truth, no matter how bitter or how good it is, you feel centered, and there's like a sense of there, knowingness, like a yes, there. That wasn't the case. I was still very restlessness. It's a sense of searching amongst this whole craziness. And I crossed the road carefully, of course, and for some reason I wanted to take a different path than my usual, and I did. There were two little boys at the back who were chatting, and that's the first time in this whole process where I felt in my body conscious of, another being. So that's the first time I felt back in my body that sensations of, it's not just a brain, it's my body that feels this whole stimulation of taking a walk to the shop and coming back through the parks. That's the first time my body was listening and sending me signals. Actually, my body probably was always sending me signals. That's the first time I came back to my body. And then I walk, and I felt a bit conscious of those boys. And then, okay, those two walk past. And then what happened was beautiful. This family came, and they had like a giant dog. So I made direct contact with the dog. And, dogs are just pure conscious. They are, in the words of Eckhart Tolle, the spiritual teacher, I don't know if I'm phrasing him exactly, but he says, dogs are below the thought. So like they're just pure consciousness. So I made contact with the dog, and that's when I felt like that dream kind of started to shatter a little bit, and the holes started to seep, like real life started to seep through, and I started to fall slowly back into my consciousness, into my body. That's the dream. And as I was transitioning like that, from completely being in that dreamlike state back into my body, what I was feeling is like, just be curious. Let's just be curious anyway. We live in a dream. This is a dream. Let's just be curious. And as I was making my way back home, I was like, oh, I need to anchor into my alchemy. I've evolved. I've changed. I'm no longer just a head-led person. I'm no longer just a cerebral cortex. I'm no longer just a head that drives this body. I am the body. I am consciousness that's led by the body, led by the divine intelligence and the intuition of my body. I now know that my body knows and has its wisdom. We like to give our brain all the credit for being able to process information, and just because it is the most obvious first thing the loudest information processor rather. We think that it's is the only thing that pretty much matters almost, in our day-to-day life. We give this a lot of priority, and that has been my default setting, so I obviously fell back into that when I made that trip outside. But I have shifted, and I am no longer a girl on a mission led by her cortex or her intellect only. I am a fully realized human being who understands that intelligence is it's a mechanism, it's a thing of its own, and every cell in my being has its own intelligence that you tap into. And the brain is just like a CPU, it's a processor, it's a tool. It doesn't, you don't rely on it, and you don't give all your energy to it. You don't hand your power to that and sit back at the drive as a driver. You lead by your own inner essence. You lead by understanding that you are a vessel, you are a consciousness within your own vessel. You lead by that inner consciousness and that presence, and allow the brain's strengths of information calculation processing as an information processor to guide you, but it shouldn't lead you. And I need to double down and anchor into this. Body dissociation is, I think, what I was feeling at that time. So no, as we evolve, taking the more aligned option, taking the better option, making the decision that's more aligned is something that we need to really double down on. It's not a luxury. It's not even just a sustenance. It's the thing, it's everything, it's the need, it's necessary. Excuse me. So yeah, that's my solstice energy with you guys. I think with all that I've been going through, I've been hating on this moment. I think I have been able to maneuver and found my wisdom. I'm so happy that I made the decision to go out. I'm so happy that I found my inner nudges to get that wonderful, delicious cheesecake that I'm going to enjoy soon. And I'm so happy it was not just about the amazing cheesecake, but the trip in and of itself was a beautiful thing. It was a beautiful lesson to be learned that there, and I just, had that not been for that, I just had this inspiration to talk, and thanks to that trip and this wisdom that came through. I hope you guys are enjoying your holiday. I hope you guys are enjoying your days. If you guys are the type that loves to stay in tune with the happenings of the moon phase and solstice and all those wonderful nature cycles that just go beyond the seasons, and into all the more innuendos of all this planetary shift, maybe the cycles of sun, moon, and all these energetics. I hope you are able to resonate with this, and even if you don't, I hope you got you had some wonderful treats out of this recording. Have a good day, enjoy the rest of 2024, and I wish you all the best. Goodbye. I'll see you again soon. I'll yeah, you'll hear from me. I'll see you again. See you later.